It's been said that there are two types of marketers out there: the going on vibes marketers, known for their creativity and intuition, and the data crunching marketers, known for their analysis and data backed experimentation. Both sides of the equation are crucial for success in PPC. But today, we're focusing on the latter with three expert speakers who will help us dig into the numbers. Welcome to PPC Zone, August 2024. I'm your host, Jyll Saskin Gales. I use the pronouns she and her. I'm a Google Ads coach, ex-Googler, and the founder of Inside Google Ads. I created PPC Zone in 2022 to elevate new perspectives and insights in our industry. Whether you're tuning in live, watching the replay on YouTube or LinkedIn, or listening in your podcast app, here's what you can expect. Three speakers will share their expertise in a 7-minute presentation each. Then we'll answer your questions in a live panel and wrap it all up in under an hour. Before we get to our first speaker, PPC Zone is sponsored by PPC Live and Inside Google Ads. PPC Live hosts in-person events, bringing real people together to solve real problems with real solutions. Go to ppc.live to learn more. Inside Google Ads is the training program you need to become a Google Ads expert. Go to learn.jyll.ca to learn more. That's learn.jyll.ca. Our first speaker is a 360-degree digital marketer offering one-on-one mentorship on Google Ads and SEO. And she's also a budding dropshipping entrepreneur. Today, she's going to share her insider tips on metrics and KPIs you need to focus on as a budding performance marketer. Please welcome Nisha Goenka.
Hello guys, hope you are doing well. Hi Jyll, how are you doing? We would be going forward. So basically, in the performance marketing era, we would need to focus on few metrics that would be helping you throughout the performance marketing journey. And these metrics are kind of, you can say, oxygen to the advertising, where you would be able to, you would be able to, like, just judge your performance at the right point of time, and where you need to improve you will also know that also. So yeah, let's get started. So this is me, and yeah, I'm Nisha, and I have worked with like brands like Range Rover, study abroad brands, Chick-fil, then Volvo, FMCG brands, print or demand brands, hospitality, medical, e-commerce, fitness, and many more are there. While I was grinding in 9 to 5 jobs to elevate this progress in a strategic and a data-driven way. And with that, I have helped businesses to increase revenue and boost marketing performance, achieve their growth KPIs in terms of by judging the metrics only. So from this, we get to know like how important the metrics are. So yeah, I'm a passionate trainer as well, and till now I have trained 20 plus students as of now, both virtually and offline, for Google Ads, SEO, Meta Ads, and LinkedIn Ads. So, yeah, let's get started with the agenda. So, today we will learn about brief overview of ad operations and the importance of metrics. Then we would be discussing about impressions and clicks. Then we would be discussing about click through rate and cost metrics, engagement metrics, conversion metrics, ad performance metrics, retention and attribution metrics, and finally a conclusion. Then a bonus is also there. So, yeah, let's get started. So, yeah, I won't mind if you spam my LinkedIn after this podcast. This is my ID, which is Digital Nisha, and you can DM me. You can send me a connection request also. I won't mind sharing you my PPT or the metrics which I have explained right now. Even I am open to connect and provide you sessions over there also. I won't mind about that. So yeah, definitely spam my LinkedIn after this podcast. I won't mind at all. So yeah, first we will talk about impressions. So impressions are, see, this is a basic for basic understanding. I have added a screenshot from the Google Search Console itself. So here you can see the impressions, how the impressions are dropping off, and how there are a few of the peak areas when impressions are higher, and like average positions are lower. So it is very mandatory to judge how your impressions and other metrics are coping up with each other at the same point of time. So based on that, you would be able to see like how many impressions you are getting and how many clicks you are getting. For this example, you can see like there are 485K of impressions for one website here in just a span of you can say 3 months. So yeah, so this is all about impressions. Then we will be moving forward to the clicks here. So clicks is something like which through which we are getting out of the Google search or the Google platform here. For suppose you have seen a display ad or a video ad or a search ad here, but you are not moving to the other platform as in the actual website, the advertiser website. So in that case, we have to see the clicks are counted once when the visitor has done the impression. Now they have to move forward with the other platform. They have to go to the other platform. On that point of time, the clicks would be recorded here. Then going to the click through rate. Click through rate is nothing but the clicks divided by impression into 100. That would be the CTR, average CTR of a basically you can say a ad campaign or your SEO. It depends upon what metric, like on what basis you are looking at and what is the timeline. So yeah, this is all about like CTR, and it is very important for the CTR to be around what do you say, CTR should be like 2% to 12% at least, depending upon the business to business, obviously. So yeah, we will be going forward with the cost metrics here. So few of the cost metrics could be CPM, CPC, then customer acquisition cost, customer cost per acquisition. So first we will be discussing about the cost per thousand impressions. That would be CPM. CPM is equals to cost divided by impressions into thousand. So each thousand cost per thousand impressions. Think like it's a busy highway and you have seen a billboard over there, and in that there would be thousand of eyes, right? But like there are no such actions as of now. So creating a brand awareness is very necessary. For that, we have to choose our creatives very we have to think twice, thrice, even four times, five times also before posting our creatives, whether it's in offline or the traditional mode, or in the online or the display or video advertisement mode. So we have to think like optimize our content and content on the creative and the creative uh, creative overview or the UI in such a way so that every impression would make a count here. So moving forward with the cost per click, it would be cost divided by impressions into 1000. So cost per click is like, imagine like you are paying each time when someone is like coming to your store or your office basically. So someone has seen your ad over that like billboard, you can say, or the ad placement you have seen for the display ad. Then like it would be like they will be coming, few of them only will be coming for your website, which is like they would be coming to your website in your website platform, not the Google platform at this point of time, as we have discussed for the clicks. So CPC would be defined like that only. And yeah, there's a pro tip: always do few of the A/B testings in the meanwhile to find out which ad variations are driving you most of the clicks, so that you would be able to most like in order to get the lowest cost here, in order to like be on the correct pacing side. Your campaign should not be under pacing or the over pacing side. So yeah, so coming towards the customer acquisition cost. Customer acquisition cost is cost of sales plus market cost of marketing divided by new number of customers. So you have to be like engaged with your sales team while doing the performance marketing. See, being a performance marketer, you have to be the one man army where you would be taking up knowledge upon the creative and how to improve it, like a graphics designer basically, or you can say a friend who can suggest you like how can you improve your creatives. Then you have to closely work with the sales team in order to get the perfect numbers, because being a performance marketer, numbers are something which is very very necessary. So we have to think, and we have to be very prompt and prior to our numbers. So yeah, customer acquisition cost is something like it is the total cost of acquiring new customers. It will be all about your marketing and sales expenses rolled into one basically. So there's a pro tip here: combine your customer acquisition cost with CLTV. CLTV we will discuss further, which is customer lifetime value, to ensure long term profitability in the long run, basically. So, coming towards the cost per acquisition. Cost per acquisition is cost divided by conversions. So cost per acquisition is basically your budget's best friend. It tells you how much costs are going to you are acquiring like how much it is costing you to acquire a new customer, whether that's a sale, sign up, or any point of conversions you are doing at the current scenario. So yeah, there's a pro tip: keep a close eye on your CPA to ensure you are not overspending to acquire new customers. As I said, you have to be very keen that the campaigns are not underpacing also or not overpacing. Overpacing is like overspending, and underpacing is something like underspending. So we have to be on a middle line here. We have to maintain each of the time, we have to make sure each of the time the campaign is not overspending or overpacing here. So coming towards the other two metrics, which is marketing efficiency ratio and average order value.
Thank you so
So
much, Nisha. I'm so sorry, but we have to get to our next speakers today. So I know you shared your LinkedIn information, and if anyone wanted to connect with you to get the rest of your slides as you share, they're welcome to reach out to you on LinkedIn. So
Yeah,
thank you
sure,
so
sure,
much,
sure.
Tanisha, for sharing your unique perspective and insights with us today in the zone. If you'd like to ask Nisha a question, stick around for our panel happening a bit later on in the broadcast. If you're watching on YouTube or LinkedIn, you can just type in your question and ask her your question directly. PPC Zone is sponsored by PPC Live and Inside Google Ads. PPC Live hosts in-person events bringing real people together to solve real problems with real solutions. Go to ppc.live to learn more. Inside Google Ads is the training program you need to become a Google Ads expert. Go to learn.jyll.ca to learn more. That's learn.jyll.ca. Next up in the zone, this speaker is the founder and CEO of Guided PPC, a Google Ads agency specializing in e-commerce D2C brands. Prior to this, he was the director of Google Ads specialists at Solutions 8. Now, he's here to discuss scaling shopping ads with product variants. Please welcome Santosh Kumar.
Jyll, thank you so much for the welcome. Everybody, like Jyll said, I'm Santosh. I run a Google Ads agency, Guided PPC, and I also have an academy where I have courses and coaching programs and so on and so forth. So today, I'm going to talk about scaling Google Ads for e-commerce with product variants. This is sort of a strategy we have been testing for several months, and I have some numbers to back up this strategy, and hopefully this will be helpful to you. All right. So as you can see on the screen, I'm going to go through the slides here. So if you're an e-commerce business, you want to run shopping ads on Google. That's the preferred format, because as you can see, the search ad below that doesn't give you the kind of visibility that shopping ad can give you, and therefore shopping ads. So you go on creating campaigns. There is performance max and shopping campaign. These are the two options basically you have. Shopping ads, shopping campaign has been around for years. Performance max 2 years and like that. So Google has launched performance max as a campaign which can serve your ad across all available channels on Google network. And this campaign type is in a beast in itself, though it's also known as the black box. The winner takes it all kind of a campaign where whoever does the prospecting, performance max seems to be winning. I think we all know that. If you've been into Google Ads space, you probably know performance max, the struggles of it. In Google's eyes, I think it was a campaign that was made to made available for advertisers to just set it and forget it. But then entered Mike Rotz, and whoever knows Mike Rotz, you know that he created this script which can bring invaluable insights into performance max. And thank you, Mike Rotz, thank you for doing that. Without that, we would be still stuck with this black box performance max. So now the challenge is that when you are running performance max, the shopping ads tends to die down. And therefore this strategy I have been testing, which I'm going to share with you today, uh, will shed some light on how to go get around and still run both performance and shopping max campaigns, performance max and shopping ads together. uh, Another challenge you might have come across is the shopping ads campaigns are known for doing their own prospecting, right? Whereas performance max is known for going after the known audiences, your customer list, your remarketing list, your brand. You can exclude brand technically, but nothing stops performance max from going after the known audiences. Whereas shopping ads does pure prospecting, right? But the challenge here is that you can't run performance max and shopping ads together for the same product, because performance max will win the auction, and shopping ads will start to die down, right? And this is where this beautiful trick of product variants comes in. And it's not just this problem it solves, it gives you another leverage that you can do better at, which is the keyword volumes. So you can test different keyword themes for the same product, because shopping ads do the targeting based on keywords in the title, right? So if there is a one product, You can possibly target 2, 3, 4, 5 keywords at max. You can target that ad with multiple keywords that you could do with search ad campaigns. And therefore, how do you get around and use the same product to target multiple different variations of keywords, right? So these are the problems that this strategy solves, which is by creating product variants, right? So let's first talk about keywords. So I have an example of a client that I manage ads for, which is Bazoo, right? And they sell sustainable toilet paper, which can be searched in different ways by uh, prospects. Like 20 years or more of Google's existence, I think Google still discovers more than 20,000 search queries which have never been searched before. So that gives you the significance of uh, you know how different ways people can search for your product. But then you have this tool called Keyword Planner, which you can utilize to see how what other ways people are searching for and what is the search volume. But once you discover that sustainable toilet paper can be searched as bamboo toilet paper, bamboo toilet roll, bamboo toilet tissue, and bamboo loo roll, these are the different ways people are expressing the same problem or the product they're searching for. Now, how do you leverage all these keywords with a single product? And that's where product variants can be super handy. So what you do basically, this is the original product, by the way. So what you do basically, you duplicate the product into merchant center, not on the website, right? So it doesn't play around with your website navigation. Let the website navigation be the way it is. Just duplicate these products in merchant center, Google Merchant Center. And then the duplicates, which I call variants, the duplicates of these products can use their own product title, right? And that's where the beauty is. You can use these different keywords on these different duplicate products, and each of these variants can now do the shopping targeting based on the keywords that is there. So as you can see, I have created this was the base product with Shopify ID, the first one. Then second one is the variant. The third one is the variant of the fourth product, right? So 2 products are now 4 products, and you'll notice that each of these are targeting different set of keywords. By the way, keywords in the title, earlier the better, matter in terms of targeting, right? So you can have 5 keywords embedded in one title, but the ones at the beginning of the title will matter the most, right? So what I have done here, what I and my team have done here, is we have added these keywords in the beginning of the title across all these different variants. And as a result, all of these variants are now doing their own prospecting, going after these different keywords with their distinct search volume. And as a result, what we noticed from the time we launched these products into different campaigns, like we are running Performance Max, we are running shopping ads for brand and non-brand. We are also running Performance Max for feed only and full build, and we are able to run all of this together for the same product because we are no longer limited by Performance Max taking away all the traction, because we are not using the same product into each of these campaigns. We are using one product in Performance Max, one product in shopping, one product in feed only Performance Max, and another product in any other campaign that you can think of, right? So all of these products are now doing their own scaling, and results are here to see that. As you can see on the clicks and conversions and conversion value columns, that all of these products have gone up. Not just the base products. The base product, the first product, went up 92% in clicks. Conversions went up by 242%. Conversion value went up by 254%. And at the same time, the variants also logged significant clicks and conversions and conversion value. Not as significant as the original product, but there is still some traction out here, which would not have been possible if you were running the same product in shopping and PMAX campaign together. That's pretty much is the trick. I want to reiterate, saying that your takeaway should be that do not rely on just one product. Create variants in Merchant Center without worrying about the user experience on the website. And for each variant, target different set of keywords, and then do not be limited to just running Performance Max in one format. Run Performance Max in different formats. And also, you can run shopping ads alongside Performance Max. And I hope this is helpful. Thanks, Jyll. I think my presentation is up.
Thank you so much to Santosh for sharing your unique perspective and insights with us in the Zone. If you'd like to connect with Santosh Kumar, you can find him on LinkedIn. And if you have a question for him, stay tuned because he's going to be there at our live panel where you can get your burning questions answered. If you're just tuning in, PPC Zone is sponsored by PPC Live and Inside Google Ads. PPC Live hosts in-person events bringing real people together to solve real problems with real solutions. Go to ppc.live to learn more. Inside Google Ads is the training program you need to become a Google Ads expert. Go to learn.jyll.ca to learn more. That's learn.jyll.ca. Our final speaker in the Zone today has more than a decade of paid media experience and is now Director of Paid Media for Two Trees PPC. She has managed ads for major brands like LinkedIn and Juicy Couture. She is also a published author and sought-after industry commentator. We're about to hear her explain how to spot PPC red flags and how to fix them. Please welcome Sophie Fell.
Hi, thank you, Jyll. What an intro. I feel like I have a lot to live up to after that. But thank you so much. So today, everyone, I'm going to be talking about some red flags on your Google Ads accounts and more importantly, how to fix them. So us PPC experts very rarely have the luxury of putting all of our efforts into one account. And if we do, it's usually a massive account with multiple markets, multiple products, and there's a lot going on, right? So over the years, there's so many metrics to learn and utilize over the years. I've really optimized the 5 key things to look for in order to really kind of hone in on what's working and make your campaigns much more efficient. So the number one red flag is a weak CTR. And I know Nisha kind of touched on this earlier too. It is like the oxygen of a campaign, right? And it's so indicative to the health of an account. So whether your budget's, $100,000 a month or $100 a month, CTR is just a really, really great indicator of the health of the account. And what it does is shows the relevance between our ad groups, keywords, landing pages, and search terms. So yes, it is industry dependent. There's a ton of research online that's very easy to find in terms of, industry benchmarks for CTR. But generally speaking, overall, you're looking at around 6% for Google search and about 3% for Microsoft search. So as data-driven marketers, there are 2 ways to address a weak CTR. So the first one that you can do is view your assets reports, and that actually gives you each individual headline and description a rating, a performance rating from low to best. So if you're seeing some of your ads are underperforming, don't just replace the whole thing. Start by swapping out some of those weaker performing headlines and descriptions with alternatives, and that can give a really, really good boost to your ads. And the second thing to check is your ad group themes. So during the process of adding all the negative keywords or the latest keyword suggestions, your ad groups are likely to kind of grow and evolve, and they may end up containing multiple themes, which can lead to really weak CTRs. So it's really tricky then to kind of match, if you have one RSA, that to all the different themes in your ad group. So if you do find that you've got multiple ad themes in the same ad group, you can definitely split these out to create tailored content for each theme, which is a really great way to boost your CTR too. So our second red flag today is missing or incomplete campaign settings. So by now, as PPC experts, I'm sure we're all aware of the sneaky default setting that the location targeting is set to as people interested in a location rather than those necessarily in the location. If you're not, go and double check your campaigns after this to just make sure that they're serving where your target audience actually is and not kind of globally. But there are a few more settings within your campaign settings that are worth a quick check. So whether or not your brand has that kind of global appeal, global offering, your ad copy and landing pages are likely to be in a single language, right? And your keywords within that ad group are likely to be in a single language. So check your campaign settings to make sure that the language of your ad copy matches the audience that you're asking the PPC platforms to put your ads in front of. This is probably going to reduce your total impression volume, but it is likely to improve the quality and the relevancy of your traffic if you do have those kind of global campaigns running. So really, really important to check those basic campaign settings, and they are big red flags when you see all languages or all countries and territories in those settings. The next one is a lack of exclusions. So it's very unlikely that no matter how good your product or service is, it's probably not going to appeal to absolutely everyone on the internet. And as Santosh just mentioned, there's difficulties with black box reporting, with campaign types. And now we're all being encouraged to advertise across multiple inventories outside of just search. So it's really important that we keep on top of our exclusions. Now, if you don't have any exclusions on your campaigns at the moment or within your account, that could mean that you're targeting the wrong keywords, showing ads to the wrong people entirely, on irrelevant or even harmful content to your brand, or in the wrong location entirely. So I've popped on screen some exclusions to look at adding. So again, things like negative keywords, certain audience exclusions. You want to review your content suitability, placement and topic exclusions, brand exclusion lists for some campaigns, and location exclusions too. So if you don't have any exclusions on your account and you're a little bit worried where to start, a really simple first step is just starting with negative keywords. There will always be something, like whether it's free or DIY or PDF or download, there's always, career and job terms that can be added and should be added at account level when they're irrelevant. So there's definitely at least one negative keyword that you can apply to your account. And even if you can simply exclude or include current customer lists or tweak your audience demographics from targeting those just aged 18 to 65 plus, which again, all adults on the internet, and you can exclude those irrelevant keywords. That's a really, really great start, again, to improve CTR and just improve the performance of your account in general. So the next one is subpar quality scores. So it might feel like that search is kind of fading from relevancy, but search campaigns are actually still very important and remain as kind of relevant as ever for advertisers. So even if you are running Performance Max or shopping, etc., you should still use search campaigns alongside them. And actually, Google's research has shown that there's up to 29% increase in conversions when you use PMax and Google search together, the power pair. So if we look at quality score, what this is indicative of is how relevant your ads, keywords, and landing pages are to someone who's using a search engine. So this score is made up from 1 being poor to 10 being excellent, and is available at keyword level and is made up of 3 really important factors that are ranked from below average to above average. So one of those factors is expected CTR. So based on the last 90 days of data, how likely is it that your ad's going to be clicked? Ad relevance, how closely does your ad match the user's search query, but also the intent behind it, which is really important. And landing page experience. So how useful is the landing page? Does it answer or support the user's search query? So luckily for those of us that struggle with maths, the platform does calculate these for us, again, based on the last 3 months of data. In a perfect world, there would be 10s across the board, but 6 or above is indicative of a pretty good quality score. And as with the kind of other items mentioned in the list, weak quality scores can contribute to inefficient campaigns. So again, you just want to start addressing those factors, starting in a data-driven way with the ones that are marked as below average, and just kind of start and go through the list in terms of, what you can see for expected CTR, ad relevance, and landing page experience. And remember that the ultimate goal here is to keep like a coherent customer experience. So you want to make sure that your keywords, ad copy, and landing pages are all coherent, consistent in content, and helpful to a user too. And our last red flag is, if I can get my slides to work. Now, there we go. I've messed up my slides, but it's fine. So the last red flag is incomplete conversion data. So obviously, having a look at your campaigns, if you've got no conversion data at all, that's a pretty big red flag. But if you end up generating 0 conversions, that's a red flag. But having no conversion data or no conversion tracking in place is like the biggest red flag possible. So today, the platforms are so much better at encouraging people to create their conversion tracking before making the first campaign live. But there are, hundreds of thousands of legacy campaigns out there and accounts with old or incomplete or out of date conversion tracking, which again can lead to that inefficiency where you're wasting ad spend, you're not reaching the right people. So if you've been putting off setting up your conversion tracking, do it now. So you also want to make sure that your conversion tracking is up to today's standards. So yes, you want to have conversion tracking for your end goal. So whether that's purchases or lead form submissions, that's great. But you should also be tracking the live to conversion events too. So maybe a product page view, a pricing page view, an add to cart. And then what that does is give the PPC platform that you're using all the signals it needs to create those conversions for you. And if you're using smart bidding to generate conversions and you've got multiple primary conversion methods tracked, so maybe you'll have like app downloads, phone calls, lead form fills, product page views, all as primary, you want to make sure that each conversion is set as primary or secondary to kind of indicate to the platform how important that is to you. So if you have multiple primary conversion goals, this will make smart bidding really struggle to generate the right conversion type that you want, but also for you to optimize towards the right conversion too. So on screen, we've got a really quick checklist of how to address each of these red flags on your Google Ads accounts. Obviously, if you have any questions on this, feel free to ask them in the panel or feel free to reach out. And thank you.
Thank you so much, Sophie, for sharing your unique perspective and insights with us in the zone. If you'd like to connect with Sophie Fell, you can find her on LinkedIn. And if you have a question for Sophie, go ahead and type it into the chat if you're watching live on YouTube or LinkedIn right now, as we are about to get started with our live panel. Let's bring all of our speakers back on screen now. All right, this is PPC Zone, August 2024, and we're talking about digging into the numbers. I'm your host, Jyll Saskin Gales. I'm a Google Ads coach, ex-Googler, and the founder of Inside Google Ads. I created this event to elevate new perspectives and insights in our industry. I'm here with Santosh Kumar, founder and CEO of Guided PPC, who just spoke about scaling shopping ads with product variants. I'm here with Nisha Goenka, Google Ads trainer, who just spoke about metrics and KPIs you need to focus on as a budding performance marketer. And I'm here with Sophie Fell, Two Trees PPC's Director of Paid Media, who just spoke about spotting PPC red flags and how to fix them. Let's dive in to our panel today. So again, if you are watching live on YouTube or LinkedIn and have any questions at all, please type it into the chat for us. My first question for our panelists is, what do you think is the most underrated metric in PPC that more people should focus on? I'm going to ask Santosh first. What do you think is the most underrated PPC metric? Oh, and you're on mute, Santosh. You could come off mute for us.
Sorry.
No worries.
Thanks, Jyll. Thanks. So I have two metrics, one for the average business owners and one for the agency specialist, smart marketers that I often come across miss out on that number. So the one for business owners, I think media efficiency ratio is the underrated KPI, because when you're running campaigns across multiple platforms, you don't have the attribution by platform. You have to have the overall view of how your all cash out and all cash in is performing. Only if you have that perspective, you can actually make sense of where to, how well your advertising is working. And for the experts, the Google Ads experts, the PPC experts, the agency folks, what I see missing sometimes is that in Google Ads, they often just focus on the reporting by all KPIs by click, not by time. So unless you have the, like, for example, conversion value upon cost, if you have 15 days conversion lag in the account, that conversion value upon cost, and if you're making decisions on the last 2 weeks data, you are actually making wrong decisions. So unless you have that perspective that, hey, I need to look at conversion by time, ROAS by time, and then I need to make those decisions, you will be making actually counterproductive moves.
And what about you, Nisha? What do you think is the most underrated metric?
Yeah, so for me, the most underrated metric would be bounce rate, which I have added in the comment section also. This is because many of the performance marketers and the newbie business owners forget it that like bounce rate is a metric where like everything lies upon, like if a customer is coming to your website and it is going out of that website again without doing anything or without interacting with your website, then this is a highly red flag, what you can say is. So yeah, bounce rate would be the one metric which is very essential as a performance marketer. Yeah.
Got it. And what about you, Sophie? What do you think is the most underrated metric?
So I'm going to look like I'm stealing ideas now because I just saw a comment come up with this, but mine is definitely impression share because it's hidden. Yeah, so many people don't use it. I think the fact that you can see if you're losing it by budget or rank too is just, you just get so much clarity from it. So I think that's my one that people don't look at enough, particularly when doing brand campaigns. So that would be mine.
Got it. And we have a question here from Chris Ridley for you, Sophie. Chris asks, if a marketer only has time to resolve one of those red flags you shared, which would you recommend them to fix and why?
Oh, so if I had to pick, thank you, Chris, for the question, by the way. If I had to pick, I would actually say just look at your campaign settings because so much can go right and wrong from your campaign settings. And if your location and language targeting is off, it's just, you're kind of just chucking money down the drain. So if you had to pick one, that would be my one. Check all your campaign settings to make sure you're serving ads in the right places.
I just want to add to what Sophie said. In the campaign settings, one great example is that if you have a Google Ads campaign that's targeting, that's using conversion action, which is, let's say, page views, and you are bidding for ROAS, that campaign setting can set you for failure. And it can easily go unnoticed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We actually have a question here for you, Santosh, from Zach. And they ask, when adding new variants, is there any risk that Google objects to advertising the same product in the same account? Or do you exclude the GTIN? We were told the GTIN is essential. So what advice do you have here for Zach?
Thanks, Zach, for asking that great question. There is no risk whatsoever how many variants you create because people have variants. Like, there is size, color, different kind of variants can be there. And what we are doing here is we are creating variants for our own selfish purpose, which is targeting different keywords. So there is no risk whatsoever, not that I know of. And I don't think there should be any risk in trying different variants. As for the GTINs, you can use the same GTIN across all these products. GTIN is not mandatory. It is essential in the sense that if you have GTINs on the products can be indexed better. If you move around products across different campaigns, the GTIN will still hold some performance data on that. So GTIN is essential but not mandatory. If you don't have GTINs, you can set the product as, what's that thing called? It's a custom product, right? So it's essential but not mandatory. I hope that answers your question, Jack.
Great. Thank you, Santosh. And then before we wrap up our panel for today, I like to do a little rapid fire question. So my first question for our panelists is broad match keywords. Use them or not use them? How are you feeling right now in August 2024? So Rap will say, Sophie, Do you use broad match or do you stay away?
Oh, I'm still not a convert. I really want to be. I'm just not a convert yet.
You're not there yet. Yeah. What about you, Nisha? Broad match keywords. You use them, not use them?
I never use them.
Never use
Because
them. All right.
I never use them because it will be giving so much of unnecessary traffic to my campaign, which would be like giving the higher bounce rate and lower CTR rates. So I avoid
You avoid them.
basically the broad match. Yeah.
All right. What about you, Santosh? Broad match, use it, not use it?
So I have a bit of history with broad match, and I have a conditional answer. So
No conditions. Come on, Santosh. Do we use them or do we not use them? Obviously, it depends. It always depends. But quick
It
fire, do you
depends,
use them or
right?
not use them?
I would use them if there is conversion history in the account.
Okay, I'll let you have that caveat. That's fair. Okay, so we're a little mixed here. I got two more for us today, okay, before we wrap up. So next is pinning in responsive search ads. Pinning or no pinning? We'll start with you, Santosh. Do you pin or do you not pin?
So pinning is a good idea because somebody shared on LinkedIn how Baju had aced their search ad, and we was very proud to see that our account got that kind of a notice. So that ad
Okay.
combination, so that ad combination wouldn't have been possible if I didn't pin the headlines.
Got it. What about you, Sophie? Pinning or no pinning?
I try not to, but there are cases where it definitely works better. So
Okay,
I'm
try
going to err
not
on the
to, but
side
you
of
sometimes
no.
do.
Yes.
And Nisha, pinning or no pinning?
Absolutely, I'll go for pinning only because what happens while pinning, you would get at least a business name should be there in every headline when you are marketing your product or the service. So yeah, pinning
You always pin.
is a must. Yeah, is a must
And
have
again,
thing.
we're hearing different perspectives here, which is why I love to do this at PPC Zone. There's no right or wrong way to do PPC. There's so many different ways that can work. So I have one more question for all of you before we wrap up. This may be the most controversial one yet. You are starting a brand new campaign. What bid strategy do you start with? Okay, let's start with Nisha this time. Brand new search campaign,
Okay.
we'll say. What bid strategy do you like to start with when you're starting a brand new campaign?
So at the start, I'll look for maximize clicks only.
Maximize
Then
click.
I'll be, yeah, after that, I'll be hopping on to the perfect bidding strategy as per the campaign is going on right now. So at the
Got it.
start, even it's a lead generation or like a display campaign, whether what, irrespective of its campaign type, I always go for the maximize clicks one.
Okay, we have a maximize clicks devotee here. What about Santosh? What's your go-to brand new search campaign? What's your bid strategy?
Depends. It depends.
Okay, but not at this. Come on, Santosh.
No, so
Bold.
I'll give kudos to Richard for suggesting impression share. So if there is a brand campaign and we have to absolutely protect that brand real estate, I would go for target impression share. If it is a
Okay,
non-brand campaign, I'll probably use Nisha's strategy of maximize clicks
maximize
with a
clicks.
with a
Target
bid cap. With a bid cap, very
with a
important
bid.
bid cap.
Maximize clicks light, as I call
Yeah,
it.
it
And
is
what
very
about you,
important.
Sophie? Brand new search campaign. What bid strategy do you default to?
My answer is the same as Santosh's. So target impression share for brand. If not max clicks, then max conversions or whatever else it needs to be. But yeah, I'm a sucker for starting the maximize clicks still.
Got
It's
it.
been a long
Interesting.
time.
I never start with maximize clicks, but again, that's why I love doing this. I'm someone who, as long as there is conversion history in the account, I go straight to maximize conversions. For brand, I might do manual CPC because I'm personally not a target impression share fan. But again, one of the many wonderful things about our industry is everybody's right and everybody's wrong. And there's so many wonderful ways to work in PPC.
Let me
So
guess. Sorry to interrupt you. Let me guess. You go with maximize conversions with broad match, right?
I know I'm not a broad match devotee. I'm becoming more of an exact match girly. Our time today is up, but thank you once again to Santosh, Nisha, Sophie, and you for joining us today. Our next event will be on September 10th, 2024 at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UK time, 8 p.m. 7 p.m. UK time, with the theme Activate Google Ads Advanced Mode. So I will be sure to see all of you there next month for the next PPC Zone live on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram. To learn more about PPC Zone and our speakers, or to apply to speak at an upcoming event, visit ppc.zone. I'm your host, Jyll Saskin Gales. You can follow me on LinkedIn to stay up to date on future events. I look forward to seeing you next time in the zone.